Yo, the last 44 hours of Jupiter retrograde do kind of feel like the world is ending. And last night, some dipshit on the internet said that you should let the libs burn in reference to the entire West Coast being on fire. And so, yeah, Mars is retrograde, and I'm having to remind people there are like 70 million people on the West Coast. And I would say, like, I don't know, 25 million of them are liberal, and 23 million are conservative, and the rest are either kids or too busy with life, work, and family to be too interconnected to wrapping politics into their personal life and personal energy. And as MC Hammer helps point out, the fires are so deep they extend into the red states, bro. Technically, I've spent all last year and then all of this year warning about this September and this October. We're now 9 days in, with Mars officially retrograde now, and about 44 hours before Jupiter goes direct. Yeah, it does kind of seem like the world is ending. I mean, real failed labs are in the air, and a large portion of the west of the United States of America into Canada really look like Mars. And unrelated to anything, hyper focusing on Mars from 1999 till now is probably not the wisest idea. Now that we're stuck in some weird oil and war, civil war, never end, divide and conquer, fear Hulk Hogan's New World Order, or whatever. But I refuse to give up hope. And I definitely want to reiterate that fighting or arguing in September, October, and November are totally bad ideas. Because the things are only going to get wilder for the rest of the year. In my own lexicon, Jupiter is the sun's binary twin. Although Mercury is its companion, super companion, like the moon. Okay. So it's like we got cities on fire, earthquakes, volcanoes, and we're going to get into Greek letters for hurricanes this year. And here comes the snow in this big battle of fire and ice 2020. And with Mars just have gone retrograde, I'm totally having to recalibrate my senses. So if at any point in time I'm talking like a total dipshit or giving you bad information in this video, please forgive me. And that's probably why I'm letting the pictures do the talking and trying to choose my words very carefully. Things are definitely very volatile right now, and 2020 is like every movie you've ever seen smashed into 1 year, except minus most of the comedy and the romance. But this year is not over yet. Louisiana is still reeling from getting hit hard by Category 3 Hurricane Laura, and I think they still have about 300,000 people without power. And you still got like over 31 million people that get laid off in this year, and hurricanes are probably going to be another major problem. Anywhere between 3 days to 12 days, though I would lean towards the latter at the moment. And so, yeah, like crazy volcano-looking wildfires usually hit the West Coast, which is blue, but hurricanes pretty much hit the red states. And as your planetary defense commander, I do what I can to protect everybody, regardless of your team color, skin color, or genital colors. All right, what? If I had to break down statistically, I would say like 70% is destiny and 30% is free will. I have free will, and it's like the butterfly effect theory, where every single move, action, thought, and word you speak is like a wave into the universe, and the universe is paying attention. I think Oregon's governor put out a thing today saying that they were going to lose the most structures ever and possibly people in state history, which is super duper horrible. But as our president always reminds us, it's states. If you got a major problem, the states have to deal with it, because we aren't really united when it comes to helping each other in natural disasters. And our natural disaster response and improvement and progress over the last 20 years, 30 years has totally sucked because everybody's been like, hey, let's just go to Mars. Yeah? I mean, not everybody. And, the good news is we are heading towards a cooler season. It's called autumn, fall, and then winter. And so having hot temperatures does not help everybody's emotional state. And I know everybody's super tired of dealing with the virus, but it's going to be here for a year and a half. So you got to pretty much buckle in and get ready for the long haul, But think about how much better the connection between human beings and animals has become in 2020. If we're looking at bright sides here, Mother Nature don't give a shit about your politics, bro. And it does kind of feel like a weird version of modern Wall Street apocalypto, where since like 2017, I've been guaranteeing people pretty much 95% chance we would see like the West Coast looking like a bunch of volcanoes had erupted in 2020. So we're here now. And so it seems like this shit was clearly easy to predict ahead of time. And you can kind of see the patterns we were headed towards, especially with the gas giants and Pluto that and so it's like just ignoring whatever natural disaster comes our way, blaming it on the people, whether it be the virus or the hurricanes or the wildfires, and then Wall Street makes a ton. And then when everybody thinks everything's okay, then Wall Street bottoms out and it's like, oh, we crashed. And remember, Jordan Maxwell was like, dude, shit is coming from outer space in October. And I'm not saying he's right, but I'm saying I have super duper mega red alerts. Like, we trained 3 years for this shit. Red alerts up for this month and next month. And then, February and March in 2021. And so these are definitely crazy days. And we're definitely losing more people than we lose on average. As a country and as a human race, we're still struggling to find our footing. And now we're totally dealing with elite hoar frost. Yeah. Here's some Air Force advice. You can take it or leave it. 5 simple rules to be happy. Free your heart from hatred. Free your mind from worries. Live simply. Give more. Expect less. And enjoy every moment. And so, yeah, as a reminder, we're on super duper Asteroid Fight Club red alert, for now, pretty much for the rest of the year. The next 6 weeks will probably change the world more than the virus changed the world all year. So, get ready. I highly recommend keeping your karma clean and cool and trying not to add to the hate and madness and, fear that is dominating everything. Be part of the force, the frequency, and the energy that helps cooler heads prevail and cool things down. And, avoid World War III and avoid a civil war. Civil war is like the dumbest idea. How you doing? Yeah, there's a new Dune trailer out. It's got Aquaman and Drax in it. And Spider-Man's girlfriends. Okay, this is Mars, asterisk, and this is California. And I think they have shrubs and trees on Mars that just Photoshop them out when they send them to us. If not on Mars, they definitely have them on Titan, Saturn's moon. Yes, as Planetary Defense Commander, this is just a very strange time for me and all of us, as we have the entire West Coast and going into Colorado totally on fire. And a bunch of people are like, well, that's okay. They either A, it's not me, or B, I didn't like their political thoughts. So, I know I'm here to try and save everybody in a Planetary Defense Commander. Like, if there's a hurricane headed your way, give you the information to help you get out of the way or be prepared for it. If like a volcano was coming to your region, figure that out ahead of time so you could be like, hey, I'm moving to somewhere where there's not going to be an erupting volcano. Anywho, like the third wave is the one we're really watching for one of these two for major punch the USA in the face. And, the ocean's still hot. So September and October at some point, I think are just going to light up at least in 2 or 3 more hurricane pulses. And so we got a lot more natural disasters to deal with before we even have an election, man. And it seems like I've always got a bunch of internet trolls who are like, dude, Hulk Hogan's New World Order can't be beaten. So we cannot work together as a team in any way, shape, or form. We just got to buy Bitcoin and then prepare for the end of the world. Or some shit. I don't even know. It's all very confusing to me. Dakota Smith, smoke is downright punishing today along the West Coast. Like I said, man, I don't even... I know you guys may see these as just like red states or blue states, but they're like people, dude. Millions of people, and each person has their own story and has lived their own lives and has their family and friends. Man, come on, get your shit in gear. Chris Megarian, a new slogan for 2020. This is beyond the scope of our models. And so, yeah, several, many more natural disasters. So I've been pushing on this peace on earth string, teamwork for years, decades maybe even. And so, we're going to do the best we can. I'm going to do the best I can. And at no point am I planning on failure, or am I planning on being overtaken by bad guys, or am I planning on civilization collapsing. Though it's going to take teamwork to keep it together. Somehow we got to stop letting the dipshits have the bullhorn all the time, spewing out some crappy, half-assed, partial narrative that never really works. And I'm making a broad oversimplification generalization. Because technically we're all to blame for the shit show that we've manifested together over the last 30 years. Hey, if you're under 30, you're off the hook. Yeah, Mars retrograde day is pretty weird. I talked about it all year, and now we're here. Yeah, it's a weird day. It's a weird day. It's very Marsy. But Marsy now retrograde. Yeah, I don't know. And the screenwriter and me, if you're going to talk direct energy weapons, it's like take me through the entire screenplay from beginning to middle and end. That like a direct energy weapon is only one scene out of an entire long movie. So that's how, I don't know, am I making myself clear? Forgive me, I'm recalibrating. There's definitely a lot of shit at play. And dude, I don't know everything. And I definitely don't know everything that's going to happen next. And neither do you, and neither does anyone you know. Just reminding you. Remember, I'm not pushing my beliefs on you. I'm only giving you what I believe from my perspective. If I'm wrong and the world ends this week, you can find me in heaven if you made it. Be like, hey, Thor, you were totally wrong. I said the world was going to end, and I was right. You're wrong. It doesn't give a fuck. John Homenook. Sorry, I had to rhyme. Anomalous moisture. 250% of normal. That's a lot over pretty populated places, man. Well, that's an interesting way to look at it. In my opinion, politics and YouTube videos have a habit of totally oversimplifying many complicated and complex things. And they get a lot of shit wrong sometimes. But that may be hypocritical, because I make YouTube videos. But YouTube is like the stage. Yeah, look at this situation. No matter what, this situation is just going to get crazy. You can kind of see the craziness. Look at the one that's rolling off Africa. We got more craziness coming our way. But technically, because World War III hasn't broken out and the Civil War hasn't gotten hotter, then we're doing decent in Stay Cool September by my calculations. We haven't stuck our dick in the mashed potatoes. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And people might be like, dude, you should not cuss. And I would be like, well, when the world is not as fucked up, I will not say fuck. Can we make that agreement? Because right now, it is pretty snafu bar, situation normal, all fucked up beyond all recognition. As a military term, this is Asteroid Fight Club, and technically, I think we're an official branch of, but unrecognized Space Force. So yeah, play excellent defense, and there's no reason to fight, argue, or protest for the rest of the year. Vote if you want to vote, and then do the best we can with whatever the hell happens. If we make it to the election, man. There's super duper people in China, Japan, Sudan. There are many places India, that have gone through some of the worst flooding that they've seen in 100 years. And for whatever reason, the people are not working together on it either. And the government, the system isn't really helping them to get together and work together to prepare for all this shit and build new cities and new infrastructure of the future and put up a badass new power grid that doesn't go down every time you get, straight line winds over 70 miles per hour. I don't want to say anything to agitate anybody. I'm just trying to talk about Mars Retrograde Day. Hopefully, I'll have my cool talking habit back in 43 hours or so, or maybe sooner. But the energy's very strange today. And there's a lot going down. And it feels like Earth is Mount Olympus. And here we are all together on Mount Olympus now. And that's sort of special. We're definitely sharing the most fascinating times on the planet together. That's special. We're family, dude. Hey, look, it's like Jupiter and Saturn's energetic imprint are starting to snuggle or cuddle in our atmosphere. And because, this is like all the big lead up to the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction right by Pluto, which is why this year has been so super crazy. And so that'll happen on 12/21/2020, 8 years after that whole giant YouTube advertised 2012 thingy. So that's pretty interesting and special, and a big show. Like, we should be focusing on that, making sure that we have a super amazing Christmas or winter season. And I've gotten over all the hurdles, obstacles, and challenges between now and there. Technically, that was my plan from February to December. Let's all get ready for that. But, that didn't take that. Me pushing on string 5.5 years or longer. I don't know. If this is your first THORnews video, here's the deal. I'm going to do the best I can with the hand I've been dealt. I think Cranky Weather Guy's going to do the best he can with the hand he's been dealt. And Asteroid Fight Club's going to do the best they can with the hand they've been dealt. We're going to try to stay away from anger, stay away from fear, stay away from hate, blame. And I'm not saying don't play self-defense. Someone's kicking down your front door. Hell yeah, get pissed off. But I'm saying, dude, don't be mad at people you've never met, may never meet in your life. Okay? I don't know. I'm recalibrating. I'm definitely watching all the things, but there are a lot of things going on. And I'm frustrated by the collective attitude. There, I said it. This comic book came out 40 years ago to this day. And this dude has Thor trapped in some digital bubble. And so he can't leave the damn, he's like Capricorn lockdown without a hammer. They won't let me edit videos. I haven't played music in a while. And so, Thor will survive probably. And so, that's kind of we're all going through our own challenges right now. So it's better to do what you can to be a good American and be a cool human being and help everybody stay cool to make it through these crazy, crazy days. Yes, at some point, a Martian train may try to run you off the road. So play defense. And I guess if you can live 10 miles into the ocean and then fly up out of the ocean and punch Spider-Man in the face, then you ain't really got to wear a mask. But if you can't do that, then I would recommend wearing a mask. But I'm not trying to trigger you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving advice. From Scotland, the USA is not the only place suffering from intense wildfire. Fires, often intentional, have scorched... What, dude? Why'd you even put that in there? Volcanoes! Why does nobody want to say volcanoes? Have scorched 10% of Brazil's Pantanal, the tropical wetland area of Earth. One of the most biological diverse habitats we have on Earth is burning. But yeah, sure, I'm sure there's some people setting fires in areas where if they burn it all down, then they can swoop in, buy the land and development. Sure, that is happening. What I'm saying is, volcanoes almost never enter the weather or news discussion of. There are a lot of volcanoes popping off, and the hot magma is the thing. Jupiter, Saturn, planets, gas giant, same side. It happens with the Io moon recalibration. All right, I guess I should wrap this up because I can't find the perfect words, but know that I love you. I care about you. I don't want you to get hurt. I want you to survive through this. I want us to have much better days, and I think we'll get there, but it'll probably take 2022 till everything is super awesome and we feel like we're standing on solid ground again. as a people, as a nation, and as a world. So do your part. Be a hero, man, for me. Okay? God bless everyone.